Hey, it's me, the Little Grey Cat game developer. Sorry I haven't posted here in 3 weeks. I've been trying to wait for a time when it feels like I won't make many more changes to existing aspects of the game, but I'm here now. And don't worry, Chapter 3 is coming along just fine. I'd say it's about 70% done now, perhaps a little more. Anyway, before we start, I just want to say that I'll be changing up the format of how these videos work. From now on, I'll be going over the new content in as little depth as possible so as not to spoil anything, and these uploads will primarily focus on other changes. I'll still have footage of the new content playing in the background, though, just so you can get an idea of what it's like. Anyway, on with the video. First of all, a major change. Enemies have health bars now. Additionally, you can also see a precise number for how much health they have left, allowing the player to more effectively plan out their next actions. Credit goes to Vlu from the RPG Maker Central forums for the plugin, by the way. I didn't develop this myself. Additionally, at any save point that's not in a town, you can now pay 15 gold to freely heal, allowing for easier level grinding, among other things. I also fixed that thing in the Dark Caves where if you jumped over a gap, party members would float awkwardly behind you. Now they just zip over to you instantly. Still looks a little weird, but it's the best option that I had. Speaking of weird map stuff, you don't go under the Catnip Bay bridges anymore, which is nice. The False Cat's priest enemies are stronger now, Pirate Cat's speed stat has been raised, and I also made Royal Guard cost 30 TP, so you can't just auto-win fights against bosses that don't have any magic attacks. Also, the game will tell you when an enemy drops an item now. I'm aware that this is a thing in VX8 by default, but because of a weird way that the game handled removing Gambling Cat's cards after battle, I had to remove it. It's back now though, so you don't have to keep checking your items to see if you got anything. Oh, and lastly, I fixed the weird stuff with Saxophone Cat in the Tavern. It's now actually possible to add and remove him from your party. And just before I end the video, I want to show off one thing I'll be adding to the game, even though I said I wouldn't. See, before, this building in Firstville would have a message that says that a lot of people have died trying to go in here. Or something along those lines anyway, I don't quite remember what it was, which implies that I'm going to do something with this place in future chapters. This is not the case. I definitely had something planned for this building when I wrote that, but to tell the truth, I've forgotten what it was, so this line doesn't really make a whole lot of sense anymore. Instead, I've decided to use this building for Science Cat, who the player can go to for help with certain aspects of the game. For a price, of course. Now, I don't want to make it too easy, he won't just give you easy level ups, but he does sell guides for boss fights as well as dungeon maps. Problem is, making said dungeon maps is, well, unbearably tedious. Instead of making everything Science Cat does all in one go, I've chosen instead to preserve my sanity and just occasionally work on this part of the game in between certain parts of Chapter 3's development, so it's unknown if he'll actually be in the game once the next update is released. Basically, if you try to talk to him only to get this message, you know why now. So yeah, that's it for this video. I know I haven't posted here in 3 weeks, but like I said, that doesn't mean the development on the game has slowed down, just that I've been trying to figure out how exactly I want to go about making these videos. I hope you'll stick around long enough to see Chapter 3 release.